Daddy's princess must go home. The words echoed across the gravel courtyard just as Lieutenant Ava Mitchell stepped out of the transport van. The sun was high, heat pressing down on the temporary training compound, and every head turned toward her. Ava adjusted the strap of her duffel and took a slow breath. She had learned long ago not to react immediately. Reaction was what people wanted. Control was what kept you alive. Captain Ryan Cole stood near the obstacle lanes with his arms crossed, watching the scene unfold with mild curiosity. Around him were several operators from different units, most of them already halfway through joint training rotations. They were experienced, confident, and not particularly welcoming to outsiders, especially not her. Point one of them, Sergeant Lucas Grant, laughed openly. "You gotta be kidding me. That's who they sent," another added. "What is this, a morale visit?" Ava ignored them and walked forward. Captain Cole cleared his throat. "Lieutenant Ava Mitchell, reporting for Joint Operations Integration." Grant smirked. "Mitchell, huh? Let me guess. Connected family?" Ava met his eyes calmly. "No guess needed, Sergeant." "Oh, come on," Grant said loudly. "You don't look like you belong here. This isn't a photo op." A few chuckles followed. Someone else muttered, "Daddy's princess must go home." Ava stopped walking. The courtyard went quiet. Captain Cole raised an eyebrow but didn't intervene yet. He wanted to see where this would go. Ava turned slowly. "Say that again." Grant stepped closer, clearly enjoying the attention. "I said this place isn't for you. You'll get hurt. Best to go home while you still can." She studied him, not with anger, but with assessment. His stance was loose, confident but careless. He had power, but relied too much on intimidation. She nodded once. "Understood." Grant laughed. "That's it? No argument." Ava turned back toward the barracks. "No argument." The laughter returned, louder this time. Captain Cole watched her walk away, surprised by her composure. "Get out of your system," he told the group. "Training starts in 10. Later that afternoon, the team gathered at the tactical simulation zone. Urban layouts, narrow corridors, blind corners. The kind of place where mistakes showed quickly. Ava stood quietly at the edge, listening to the briefing. Grant leaned toward another operator. "Watch this." "She'll freeze up." The simulation began. Teams moved in coordinated pairs. Ava was assigned to the rear, supposedly a low-impact role. That was fine with her. As they entered the first structure, the noise level increased. Boots on concrete. Simulated fire. Shouted commands. The moment came faster than anyone expected. A sudden simulated breach. Confusion. Someone tripped. Grant reacted poorly, swinging his training rifle too wide. Ava moved instantly, stepping into position and correcting the angle without speaking. Grant glared at her. "Don't touch me." She released her grip immediately. "You were exposed." "I didn't ask." Before she could respond, the scenario ended abruptly due to a misfire in the system. The team regrouped outside. Grant shoved his helmet onto a bench. "You trying to show me up?" "No, avadi plaid calmly. I was preventing a mistake." He stepped closer, invading her space. "You think you're better than us?" Captain Cole noticed the tension. "Enough. Reset." But Grant wasn't finished. Later that evening, as the sun dipped low and most of the base quieted, Ava walked toward the equipment shed to return her gear. The air was cooler now, shadows stretching long. That's when it happened. Grant and two others blocked her path. "You embarrassed me today," Grant said quietly. Ava stopped. "Move." One of the others laughed. "Still giving orders?" Grant stepped closer. "You don't belong here. And if command sent you thinking you'd fit in, they were wrong." Ava felt the shift, the moment when words were no longer just words. Grant shoved her. Not hard, but deliberate. They hit her first. Everything slowed. Ava's training took over. Not emotional, not reactive. Just precise. She stepped inside his reach, redirected his balance, and swept his leg. Grant hit the ground hard, stunned. Before the others could react, Ava pivoted, disarming one with a controlled wrist lock and forcing the other back with a sharp strike to the chest that knocked the wind out of him. It was over in seconds and excessive force. No unnecessary movement. Just control. Grant groaned, trying to sit up. "What the hell?" Ava stepped back, breathing steady. "I warned you." Lights flicked on nearby. Captain Cole ran toward them with two instructors behind him. What's going on here? The scene told the story clearly. Two operators on the ground. Ava standing untouched. Grant pointed weakly. She attacked us. Ava didn't speak. Cole looked at her. Is that true? She defended herself. One of the instructors said quietly. Camera caught it. Cole's eyes hardened. Medical. Now, as the injured men were helped up, Grant shot Ava a look filled with disbelief and anger. You think this is over? He muttered. Ava met his gaze. I think you made your choices. The next morning, Ava was summoned to the command office. Captain Cole stood behind the desk, arms crossed. Care to explain? He asked. They confronted me, Ava said evenly. They initiated physical contact. I responded. Cole studied her. You didn't escalate. No, you could have. Yes. A long silence followed. Cole exhaled. You're not what they expected. Ava said, nothing. He tapped her file. This explains why. Navy SEAL. Joint operations. Classified deployments. She nodded once. Cole leaned back. They thought you were someone else. That's not my responsibility. No, he agreed. It isn't. Grant and the others were reassigned. No public spectacle. Just consequences. But the base changed. The whispers stopped. During the next training cycle, Ava led a small unit through a complex scenario. Her commands were calm, precise, effective, and one questioned her. After the exercise, one of the younger operators approached her. Ma'am, earlier this week, I believed what they said. Ava looked at him. And now? He shook his head. Now I know better. That evening, Ava stood near the perimeter fence, watching the sky darken. Captain Cole joined her. They underestimated you. They always do. He smiled faintly. You ruined a few egos. She didn't smile back. They ruined themselves. As she turned to leave, she paused and looked toward a camera mounted on the wall, one used for training documentation. She imagined the people watching stories like this. People who never see what really happens behind uniforms and titles. She spoke quietly. If you're watching this on the channel Military and True Stories, make sure you subscribe. These stories aren't about ego or rank. They're about discipline, resilience, and what happens when someone refuses to be defined by others. She walked away, boots steady on gravel. Behind her, the base carried on. Changed, humbled, quieter. They had called her Daddy's Princess. They learned instead what happens when you strike a Navy SEAL first, and how completely that mistake can ruin you.